what's up guys, back here with another video. Today I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks you absolutely need to know about the G23 series. Okay, so trick number one has to do with the exhaust. Now, these cars have a valved exhaust from factory, so all you have to do is let the car warm up, put it into sport mode, and you're going to hear the valve open up once it's warmed up. And then after that, you just have to get underneath the car and unclip the connector that is connected right here. I already unclipped mine. It's just two connections. You just pull on both sides and you can pull it right out. And then I taped around it so no moisture can get into it, and then taped it right underneath the underbelly of the car. Now, this took me about 3 minutes, and I think it's the most important mod to do on the car, especially the fact that it's free, and it makes the car sound so much better, and you don't have to worry about having it in sport mode. You can have it in efficient mode, and the exhaust valve will always be open. So that's trick number one. All right, so tip number two is one that I created myself. So I've always been jealous of the fact that Mercedes AMG cars have the ability to have an emotion start. So I created my own way of doing a motion start on this BMW. So all I do is press my left foot on the brake and then my right foot just barely touching the gas. And as soon as the car starts up, I let go of the gas, and it's almost like BMW's version of a motion start. And you can't really tell a difference. So I'm going to do it right now. So my foot is just barely touching the gas. I'm going to press the on ignition switch, and here we go. Now this is what the car sounds like on regular startup. And this is what it sounds like when I do my own version of BMW's emotion start. All right, so for my next tip, this is actually more of a quality of life tip. So my biggest gripe with the car is every time I shut my auto start stop system off, it turns back on the next time I get into it. And it's kind of annoying having to get in the car and remember to turn the auto start stop off, especially when I come to a stop and it all of a sudden turns off on me. I kind of hate it, and I know most people do, most car enthusiasts do also. And I'm also not a big fan of being in comfort mode, but having such a sluggish throttle response. So what I've done to counteract that is I put everything into comfort mode except for my drivetrain. My drivetrain is pretty much your ability to have a higher throttle response. So I put that into Sport or Sport Plus, whichever you prefer. So I have my drivetrain in Sport Plus, which just gives me a really high throttle response, but everything else in comfort. So my transmission is in comfort because I don't like it climbing revs too high. If I just like it shifting or I want to save some gas. And the steering wheel in comfort also, because I like having a softer steering feel while I'm just driving around town. So this is actually a three-way life tip. So you don't have to turn off your traction control every time you get in the car. You could just put it into Sport Individual. Secondly, you get faster throttle response without having the revs to climb or having such a stiff steering wheel. And lastly, it turns on iconic sounds, which you guys know I absolutely love having iconic sounds on. All right, so for my final tip and trick is how to achieve the fastest 0 to 60 times possible in your G23 series. So what you have to do is put the car into manual mode and let the car shift itself. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the car somehow compensates for the time it takes to understand that it needs to shift itself, and your car will send you into your seat as how hard the car will shift. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, just try it. I guarantee to shave at least a few tenths off your 0 to 60 times, and it will boggle you on how fast these cars really do shift. So that's about it, guys. Those are my tips and tricks for the G23 series. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Maybe you should take